Welcome. Today we are looking at CRE Paper 1, 2007. Thanks a lot for subscribing. Let us start with the questions. Question 1A. Outline the differences in the two accounts of creation in Genesis 1 and 2. B. From the story of fall of human beings in Genesis chapter 3, state the effects of sin. C. Identify any 4 causes of evil in Kenya today. 4 marks. Question 2A. State the characteristics between the covenant between God and Abraham. B. Explain the importance of God's covenant with Abraham. C. What lessons do Christians learn from the incident when Abraham was willing to sacrifice his son Isaac? Question 3A. Describe the nature of Canaanite religion. B. Identify ways in which King Jeroboam contributed to religious schism between Judah and Israel. 3C. What life skills do Christians need to use in order to fight corruption in Kenya today? Question 4A. Describe the characteristics of false prophets in the Old Testament. B. State the teachings of Prophet Amos about the day of the Lord. C. How can Christians assist the church leaders to perform their duties effectively? Question 5A. Explain the different occasions when Nehemiah prayed. 5B. In what ways did Nehemiah demonstrate qualities of a good leader during his time? C. What is the importance of prayer in the life of Christians today? Question 6A. What changes have taken place in the rite of initiation in Kenya today? B. Identify moral values taught to the youths during initiation to adulthood in the traditional African communities. C. Give reasons why female circumcision is being discouraged in Kenya today. The marking scheme. Question 1A. Difference between the two accounts of creation. The creation order of everything is mentioned in the first account, but no order is given in the second account. Male and female are created at the same time in the image of God in the first account, while in the second account, man is made from dust and the woman from man's rib. In the first account, creation is out of nothing, but in the second account, man is made out of dust of the ground, as the plants are made to grow out of a garden. In the first account, God gives names to what he orders to be, while in the second account, man is made to give names to all that God created. In the first account, human beings are to subdue the earth, while in the second account, God confines them in the Garden of Eden. In the first account, creation is completed in 6 days, while in the second, there are no number of days given. God rested on the 7th day in the first account, but there is no day of rest in the second account. In the first account, there is no forbidden tree, while in the second account, there is. In the first account, the Spirit of God was moving over the face of the waters, while in the second account, the Spirit of God is not mentioned. In the first account, God appreciated everything as good, while in the second account, he said that it is not good for man to be alone. In the first account, God creates in unity with the Spirit, while in the second account, he was alone. In the first account, God created human beings for procreation, while in the second account, they were created for companionship. B. The effects of sin from the fall of human beings. Both Adam and Eve realized they were naked. They became ashamed. They hid from God. 4. They started blaming each other. The serpent was cast. Enmity between the serpent and human beings developed. The woman was to experience pain in childbearing. The man was made to rule over the woman. The man was to toil in order to eat. The ground was made to produce weeds and thorns. Death was introduced in their lives. They were banished from the Garden of Eden. C. Causes of evil in the Kenya today. Poverty, corruption, disobedience, inability to forgive others, influence from media, wrong choices, unemployment, permissiveness, influence of drug and substance abuse, poor role models, lack of guidance and counseling. Question 2A. State the characteristics between the covenant between God and Abraham. It was initiated by God. It was permanent. It was unconditional. There were promises to be fulfilled. It was sealed through the sacrifice of animals. The parties entered it willingly. It had an outward sign, which was circumcision. It was between two unequal parties. 2B. Importance of God's covenant with Abraham. God established a personal relationship with Abraham. It showed that Abraham had faith. It demonstrated Abraham's obedience to God. Abraham was assured of God's protection. God revealed to Abraham that he would have a son, as is here. It confirmed Abraham as God's choice, through whom all nations shall receive salvation. God was in control of Abraham's life. The descendants of Abraham were promised the land of Canaan. C. 2C. Lessons learned from the incident when Abraham was willing to sacrifice his son. They should obey God. They should have faith in God. They should be patient and wait upon God. They should be prepared to face difficult situations. They should be ready to give up everything for God. God blesses those who are ready to serve him. They should rely on God's guidance. They should be wise when dealing with issues affecting their lives. They should involve family members in worship. Question 3a. Nature of Canaanite religion. It was based on nature. It was polytheistic, that is, it comprised of many gods and goddesses. Symbols were made to represent each god. Temple prostitution was part of the worship of the goddesses. Festivals and feasts were celebrated in honor of the gods and goddesses. Rituals were performed to ensure continued fertility and well-being of the community. There were prophets and prophetesses for each god and goddess. Each god and goddess played a specific role in the community. There was a chief god and goddess. 3b. Contributions of Jeroboam towards religious Sikhism. He made 2 golden calves and placed one at Bethel and another at Dan to represent Yahweh. He set up 2 rival places of worship and ignored Jerusalem. He made the Israelites to offer sacrifices to the golden calves. He chose priests from ordinary families to serve at the worship centers. He built other places of worship, like shrines on hilltops. He burnt incense at altars of the idols. He instituted religious festivals in the months of his choice. He lured the people against Yahweh. 3c. Life skills needed to fight corruption. Critical thinking, creative thinking, decision making, conflict resolution, tolerance, assertiveness, self-esteem, self-awareness, empathy, effective communication. Question 4a. Characteristics of false prophets in Old Testament. They asked for payment for their services. They were self-appointed. Their prophecies were not fulfilled. They spoke what the people wanted to hear. They raised false confidence among the people. They did not speak with authority when challenged. They spoke about doctrines. Their lives were not exemplary. They wanted favors from kings. They were not ready to suffer for the truth. They undermined the work of the true prophets. Amos teaching on the day of the Lord. It will be a day of terror and disaster. God will punish the Israelites for their disobedience. He will remember their evil deeds. The land shall tremble. People will mourn. The feasts and festivals will not be joyful. People will hunger for the word of God. People will faint in the process of searching for the word of God. It will be a day of disappointment to the Israelites. The wicked will not escape God's judgment. Question 4c. How Christians assist church leaders to perform their duties. Giving financial help, advising on or counseling them on various issues, encouraging them in their work, participating fully in church activities, giving tithes and offering faithfully, praying for them, respecting them, practicing the word of God, defending them against unfair criticism, providing training opportunities for them. Question 5a. Occasions when Nehemiah prayed. Before asking King Artaxerxes to let him go back to Judah, when he learned that the Jews in Judah were suffering and the temple of Jerusalem was in ruins, when his enemies made fun of the Jews and discouraged them from building the wall of Jerusalem, when the enemies conspired to attack Jerusalem to stop the construction work, after he condemned the leaders for opposing the poor, when his enemies planned to harm him, when he was threatened by Shemaiah to hide in the temple, claiming that there was a plot to kill him, when he cleansed and reorganized the temple for worship, after warning the people of Judah against violating the Sabbath law, when he had chased away the son-in-law of Sanballat, after cleansing the Israelites of the foreign influence. 5b. Leadership qualities demonstrated by Nehemiah during his time. He was hardworking. He faced opposition. He prayed and consulted God in all situations. He had a vision for the nation. He recognized other people's abilities. He was concerned about the life of his people. He was patriotic. He was wise in different circumstances. He was honest. He served as a role model. That is, he participated in the rebuilding of the wall in Jerusalem. He endured persecutions. 5c. Importance of prayer in the life of a Christian. It enables one to gain power over temptation. It expresses one's obedience. One is able to give thanks to God for the many blessings, so as to ask for God's protection. In order to ask for forgiveness for the wrongs done, one is able to intercede for others. In order to ask for forgiveness for the wrongs done, to glorify God, to seek for guidance from God, one is able to communicate with God. Question 6a. Changes taking place in initiation rites in Kenya today. Female circumcision has been discouraged. Circumcision can be done at any age. Some communities take their children to hospital for circumcision. Education of the initiates is offered by bodies other than the traditional sponsors. Some initiation practices like removal of teeth or tattooing of the body are being discouraged. Some communities have stopped elaborate ceremonies. People are being discouraged from using the same circumcision instruments. The role of age set is fading away from some communities. Initiation practices are no longer a test of courage. 6b. Moral values taught to youth during initiation: hospitality, honesty, integrity, tolerance, chastity, loyalty, respect, love, responsibility, cooperation, unity, and courage. Reasons why female circumcision is discouraged in Kenya: it can lead to infections or HIV/AIDS. It can lead to injury, especially in the mutilation of the reproductive organs of the initiate. It is against the church rights. It can cause psychological torture. Basically, it can trauma. It can lead to irresponsible sexual behavior. It can lead to early marriages. It can lead to school dropouts among the girls. It can lead to death. It can lead to separation or divorce. It can lead to quarrels in the family. Did you understand? Kindly let me know in the comment section below. Also, let me know what video I can look at tomorrow. Thanks a lot for subscribing and listening to me. God bless you.